A few years back, I had this mentor friend who was very fond of this phrase. It takes 20 years to become an overnight success. And so as I woke up this morning and perused through my phone, these words couldn't help but come back to me. I could see my mentor's face right in front of me as he spoke these words again and again. It takes 20 years to become an overnight success. And I'll tell you why these words suddenly had to pop up on my mind again. So in the last few weeks, there is this lady on YouTube whose channel just blew up. She became an overnight sensation and success. And everybody has been talking about her. You may not have taken note if you're not creating content, but for anyone who creates content, what happens is you turn to be very curious, naturally, about everything that's going on. And so we all noticed this lady, DoorDash, who just blew up in the last 2-3 weeks. And her channel went from about a few thousand subscribers to well over 40,000 subscribers as we speak, which means this lady gained more than 30,000 subscribers in the space of less than a month. And this is an incredible feat on the YouTube space. People spend years on YouTube trying just to get 1,000 subscribers. But this lady, out of a sudden, just blew up. And so justifiably, you had people all over the YouTube space talking about this girl, celebrating her, and making videos about her. And of course, it's a wonderful feeling to see someone being celebrated, to see people being happy, genuinely happy for one of theirs who has succeeded. And of course, I was myself, I am myself. I'm super happy for this lady. But one thing I realized as I watched through the many videos that have been made of this girl is the fact that people, those making videos about her, for the most part, are focusing on one very teeny tiny area of her success. They all seem to focus on the last few weeks when this lady's channel blew up. That's where they all seem to focus on. And I look at that and I'm like, come on, they've got to be missing something here. Now, these people are focusing on the last few weeks of this girl's channel where she blew up, and they're trying to emulate everything this lady did in the last few months. They are trying to do videos in the same format as she does hers, same kind of thumbnails and some kind of title characters and all that. But they forget that her success cannot be tied to the last few weeks or months of her channel. No. Turns out this lady has been working her butt off on social media, on multiple platforms for well over a good number of years. In other words, this lady who goes by the name of DoorDash has had a path that led her to success. Just like almost every other person who turns out successful. She has a path. She has a trail. She has a history that led to her current success. But some people, for some reason, are choosing to focus on just the now. And I look at all these and I'm like, these people have definitely got the formula wrong. Because you would need to look at this lady's entire journey if you want to be as successful as her. Because copying what worked for this lady in the last few weeks would be tantamount to focusing on the destination rather than the path that led to this destination. And what you really want to be doing whenever you see someone successful is to copy their path. Because when you master the path, then you can replicate their success over and over and over and over again. Because you know how to. Rather than trying to copy exactly what worked in that moment. No, it doesn't work like that. Because walking that path is what sustains the success when you do have it. And that's why there is a difference between people who work their way to wealth compared to people who win the lottery. Statistics show that people who win the lottery, for the most part, are broke a few months or years down the line. But people who work their way up success, who build wealth over time, get to maintain the success, because the process of building this wealth prepares you to handle the success when it does arrive. And so I would be more impressed if all these people talking about the lady DoorDash and trying to copy her didn't just focus on the now, but went back to her story and studied that. And what they would find in her story would be typical of what you find in every other successful person's story, which is hard work, dedication, toiling, disappointment sometimes, falling and rising, and just the stick-to-itiveness in all the weathers. That's the formula for success I believe people ought to be more concerned by. This lady has toiled her butt for a good number of years on quite a good number of platforms, YouTube, Instagram, maybe others. And so, if you're going to be inspired by any successful person's story, then your focus ought not to be on the last strike that broke the rock, but rather on the multiple times, the hundreds of times, and the thousands of times, and maybe the millions of times that this person had to hit this rock before the last hit. How this person had to strategize and re-strategize and take breaks and come back and hit again in all weathers. And every time this person hit the rock, this person created a little fracture within the rock, preparing it for that last hit. And so you want to look at the entire picture. Thanks for your time. If you like the video, please subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye.